It's been great being back in the Midwest. I grew up in Rockford, Illinois, a very strong union town, strong working town, and when I grew up it was very much sort of in the heart of the Rust Belt, as a lot of our jobs had gone to other places. Went to school in Decatur, Illinois, where there were a lot of labor issues going on there. I went to Millikan University and studied music, and then I moved out to Seattle and found out that my degree in vocal music performance qualified me uniquely to throw freight in a warehouse and drive a forklift. I was very disappointed. I thought I was going to set the world on fire with a certificate that I had worked so hard for. I couldn't get a job doing anything, and I remember showing up to the warehouse. They were advertising for help, and I had my suit on and my tie and my nice white shirt, and I was very eager. And I swear, this is what the guy said to me. He looked at my resume, looked at me, looked at the resume, looked at me, and he said, "Well, you can have the job if you want it, but don't expect to think or anything." I mean, what kind of attitude is that about the working class? I mean, of course we're supposed to think, you know? But it was pretty amazing to me to go from the university setting into sort of the true laboring class and understand why there was a need for unions, why there was a need for organizing both in the workplace and in the community. It became very real for me. And so a few years after that, I moved to Ohio. And I was invited to come speak. Come speak to some folks who had just finished a very successful strike in the education field. Local that was supported by AFSCME, and it was up in Ashtabula County, Jefferson Village. And it's interesting because in spite of how progressive Seattle is, if you had asked me to find a communist in Seattle, I'm not sure I would have known where to look. But the very first paid gig I had after I moved to Cleveland, Ohio, I was hired by the Communist Party of Northern Ohio to go out and play for these striking workers. And I thought, well, you know, I photocopied the check and mounted it on the wall in my office because I figured if you're going to have an FBI record, you should know why. So, I photocopied that $50 check from the Communist Party of Northern Ohio, stuck it up on the wall, and that was really the beginning of me digging into the roots of progressive politics in the Midwest, because it's so easy for us to think of progressive politics as something that belongs on the left coast or the right coast or somewhere else, and forget that so many amazing, beautiful thinkers, so many amazingly incredible visionary people came from right here. Came from right here. So this is a song, I'll wrap up my portion of the program with this song. I'll teach it to you as we go. But this is a song not just for the people, obviously, in the education unions, but the people that do hard work every day in ways that we tend to overlook. And a reminder that we're all in this together.
It is we who serve the lunches, we who sweep the floors, we who drive the buses with your children off to school, keep the buildings warm in winter and cool when it's hot, and we will not let you play us for the fool. When we ask for better health care or an increase in our wage, tell us that the township can't afford to pay the bill. You found $500,000 from within those very coffers to try and break the unions back and break our will. We will never give up. We will never give in. And we'll never, ever go away. We will build a brand new future for our daughters and our sons. We will work till the workers rise as one. We believe in education and the future of our town, and the 'cause we do it for the love, not for the pay. We have worked as hard as any for every inch of ground that we've gained in the struggle for our rights. And we will not stand by idly as you try to tear us down. If we have to, we will organize a strike. We'll never give up. Sing it with me.
We will never give up.
Never give in.
We will never
give in. And we'll never, ever go away. Build a brand new future. We will build a brand new future for our daughters and our sons. We will work till the workers rise as one. Well, we didn't have a penny in the strike fund, sad and true. That made us all a little bit afraid. But the call went out to every other union in the state. And somehow all the workers' bills were paid. You see, this isn't just our struggle, and it isn't just our jobs, and it isn't just the schools within our town. When we dare to raise our voice, in solidarity we stand. With every other worker all the world around, will never give up. We will never give up, never give in. We will never give in, and we'll never, ever go away. Build a brand new future. We will build a brand new future for our daughters and our sons. We will work till the workers rise as one. Held a rally at the fairgrounds to show my resolve. Drum up some support for our campaign. 1,000 people hit the streets. That's more than half our town. After that, you know things couldn't be the same. Well, whoever would have guessed it when this whole thing began? We have the strength to hold out for so long, but 3 months have now gone by, and the school board just gave in on their demands. Now we can sing our victory song. We'll never give up. We will never give up.
We will never give
in, and we'll never, ever go away. We will build a brand new future for our daughters and our sons. We will work till the workers rise as one. So now you know the chorus. I'd love to sing it one more time loud enough that Meg Whitman out in California, Chris Christie out in New Jersey, the people that have said that their stated goal is to destroy public education and to destroy trade and labor unions. Let's sing it loud enough that they can hear us.
We will never give up. We will never give in. We will never,
ever go away. We will build a brand new future for our daughters and our sons. We will work until the workers rise as one. We will build a brand new future for our daughters and our sons. We will work till the workers rise as one.